Hi, and welcome to an episode on sailing with kids together with Not Vikings. We've received a lot of questions on sailing with kids, and that makes us super happy since that is what this channel is mostly about. To inspire you to follow your dreams, but also to show you that you can bring your kid along on the adventures. If you are new to this channel, I'm glad you found your way here. I'm Stephanie.
I'm Chris, and this is Leo.
We left Stockholm in Sweden in June last year to make our dream come true, to go long distance cruising. We were a bit nervous, you can say, before we left, not knowing if it would be all that amazing that we hoped for. Becoming parents is a life-changing experience, and leaving everything you know behind to go long distance cruising. Yeah, let's say those two things are two biggies at once. So we took baby steps. Always following Leo, making sure that he's been doing great and enjoying this trip. If we wouldn't have, we would have turned around. But we felt that it's better to try and see how it goes. We had dreamed about it for 7 years. And yeah, recording this almost 6,000 nautical miles later here in Martinique, I think summarizes it all pretty good.
It's been alright.
It's been alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has been amazing. Oh.
Saw dolphins for the first time.
Yeah, trust me, we've had our challenges as well.
Hello. That didn't go quite as planned. We haven't filmed anything today because the weather's been tough. We are currently adrift. Our engine stopped working.
We have put together this little video to show you how we sail with our son, and this is not in any way a tutorial on how to sail with kids. It's totally different to sail with a 10-year-old than it has been for us sailing with a 1-year-old. Plus, all kids are different. So see this rather as an inspiration, and if you are sailing with your kids, please comment down below and share your experiences so that we can make this video an even more inspiring place for those who comes to watch it. At the end of this video, we're gonna have a little Q&A also. We received a lot of questions from our followers on Instagram and Facebook, so be sure not to miss that one. So, let's start!
Yeah, let's get to it.
Let's start with the playpen, aka the baby Alcatraz.
Today we have been beating into the wind all day. I thought I'd show you what it looks like on the boats when we're beating this hard.
I made this before we left Sweden. Pretty simple to do, but be sure to make it escape proof, because babies and especially toddlers sure know how to test the quality with everything they've got. It has been great to have, but if I would have made a new one, I would probably go with black netting instead. Today Leo is so big though that we rarely use the playpen anymore. And same goes for this one. Easy to put in place, and it has been great on board, although nowadays Leo wants more and more to sit in the sofa, like us. The bicycle chair, aka King Leo's throne. We installed it on our first anchorage, and not only does Leo have the best view from his high throne, but he can also sit fully protected here during most conditions. Whenever we need to be two handling the boat, we can relax knowing he's fully secured. We installed a table for him later on, which was a huge upgrade. It does not only serve as a place to eat, but also reading books and playing with toys. tables make life better. Apart from sunscreen, sunglasses and a good hat during the hours when the sun is the most strong, we've tried so many different solutions, but as you can see, they would all fit in a YouTube fail compilation. At least is Mary Poppins one. Easier with the PFD, which brings me to the next one. The PFD, aka Mr. SpongeBob. When we go into the dinghy, Leo always wears a PFD. And when we're sailing or Leo wants to play on deck, he usually wears the harness. It's like something from a Volvo Ocean Race for babies. And we are very happy with this buy, to say the least. It feels good to have the lifeline netting as well, although we would never trust Leo to walk alone on deck. First aid kits. We've taken courses in CPR, safety on board and others to make us feel as prepared as possible.
For advice on what kind of medical supplies to bring, we would suggest contacting a doctor or a pediatrician. We got help from 2 doctors and 1 pediatrician to put together our somewhat overambitious ship's pharmacy.
Calm conditions, aka let's start the cockpit party. When the water is calm or flat, we let Leo play in the cockpit. And yes, sometimes he even gets to throw a little party. The ride, aka the stroller. We bought this second hand just a few days before we left. It has been through quite a lot, to say the least, and not only does it also serve as an entertainment for Leo, but it is great for grocery shopping and especially when you need to transport some freshly baked croissants and baguettes. Yum yum.
When we go hiking and we don't want to bring the stroller, we have a baby carrier. It's good, but we would like to have one of those big ones with an integrated chair that looks like a backpack.
On to the next one. Entertainment, toys, books, you name it. There are so many different ways to entertain a child. And sometimes just putting stickers on a book can be half an hour entertainment. Or stacking things on top of each other. One of the top 5 hobbies for sure. The best toys though are not toys. You have to keep a good lookout because this little guy knows exactly how to operate the VHF.
Yeah. We try to let Leo participate as much as possible, and we keep him around when we do stuff on the boat. Yeah. But of course we keep a close eye on him so he doesn't go anywhere he's not supposed to.
Sleeping arrangements. So since the engine room is a good size for a toddler, plus it's warm and cozy, we decided to put up a little hammock for Leo to sleep in. Yeah, right. During the night he sleeps in the aft cabin next to us. We made a little leak cloth for him so that he can't fall out. It feels good to have the netting so that we can see him. That's it for today, folks. Hope that you liked it. We could of course show you how we handle other kid-related stuff on board, like potty training, food on board, or how to find other kids to play with. But those are all pretty similar to life on land, except for that it takes maybe a little more effort to find kids in the exact same age as Leo here than at home. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like us to keep making videos like this, please comment down below and also give it a thumbs up. It really helps us a lot. It really takes a lot of effort putting these videos together, usually at night when Leo is asleep. So if you like these videos, please consider becoming a patron. You will get to see patron-only content. So a lot of goodies there for you. And if you're already a patron, thank you. We love you. You make us want to raise the bar and yeah, keep making the videos even better and better. So, last but not least, here comes the Q&A.
So for that one, I think the key to this question is prevention. So Leo can't go overboard. I mean, that would be a horrible, horrible situation. So that's why if we go in the dinghy, he always wears the PFD. If he's on deck, he always wears a harness and he's always strapped into the boat. The only time that we take him up out of the cockpit without a harness if we're at anchor and it's super duper calm. Otherwise we always have a harness on him and we hold on to him. If we're sailing, he's either sitting in the cockpit or he's down below, and if he's sitting in the cockpit, he's strapped into his chair. So the chances of him falling in the water as we see it are minimal, but if that would happen, the person who sees it would go in after him and we would try to handle it as a normal man overboard situation. So that's the plans for the man overboard situation for Leo. We have this is our PFDs. This is Steffi's, but then we have these little AIS man overboard triggers that are supposed to trigger when you fall in the water and pick them up on the AIS. Should make retrieval easier. We did experience, however, that when we were sailing in the English Channel and there's a lot of boats, there are also a lot of these ones going off and there are a lot of alarms on the AIS. So I don't think you should count on another boat picking up, and they are dependent on you having your alarms on the AIS, on the plotter or whatever you have. Boat space sufficient? I'd say yes. He's starting to run around, and he loves climbing, but he runs around in the boat, he climbs on the sofas, he climbs up in the cockpit. So he likes to move around a lot, but I don't think we would gain that much from having a bigger boat. I think we would just accumulate more stuff. So we're happy with our boat size. It's easy to handle single-handed, and it's enough space for us. We have the V-berth in front where Leo has all his toys, and that's where he can play around a lot. And then he runs around in the salon area when he's getting bored. Has he had any accidents? Well, he did just recently have his first actual accident. He fell up in the cockpit and he bit his tongue, so he was bleeding quite badly. But we didn't need medical attention, so that was fine. But it's a scary wound. It looks scary, especially when you're bleeding from the mouth. So that's the worst thing that happened to Leo so far. And when we get to a new place, like now we got to Martinique, we always try to check up where we have a children's hospital, what are the emergency numbers, and how do we contact emergency services if we would need them. It's a comfort to know that we have that information if something would happen. Do you keep a car seat inside and outside, or just outside? Well, first of all, it's not a car seat. We have a bicycle chair that we have mounted in the cockpit, so we only have one mounted in the cockpit. We did think about mounting a car seat in the beginning with the quick release thing, but the car seat is a lot of fabric and a lot of dampening because they're made to be able to crash with a car, and a boat is rarely moving that fast, so we don't need that much dampening. And if a car seat gets wet, it takes a long time for it to dry. So that's why we opted to go with a bicycle chair that's strapped in, so we can still put Leo in place and we can strap him in so he's there. And we think that we believe that a bicycle chair is made to fit on a bike, and a bike goes basically as fast as a boat, or faster. Inside, if it's rough conditions where we have a risk of needing needing to be strapped down, we take Leo into the aft cabin. So it's a big bed. So there we can put Leo and he can play around even when it's quite rough. Leo sleeps with us in the aft cabin. We have a big bed, and then we have a smaller bed on the side. And there we put a little leak cloth so we can see him during the nights. So we usually put him to sleep in our bed, and then when we go to bed we just move him to his bed. Quiet time is right now, so that's why we can record this movie. Every day Leo sleeps for 1 or 2 hours in the afternoon. So usually after lunch he stays up for an hour or something, and then he goes to sleep. And then he sleeps for 1 or 2 hours depending on what it's been like. And we try to keep that routine going as much as possible, because it really helps with us getting stuff done as well. How does everyone get a space or break? Well, it's a lot about communication, and we try to talk to each other and see what we need and how we need it. So if I have something I need to get done, or if I feel that it's getting too much, I try to talk about it, and then we make sure that I can go into shore and I can get my errands done. Okay, and how do you handle seasickness with kids? Leo has gotten seasick 2 times so far, and it's been quite rough conditions both times. And he doesn't get seasick in the way where he just keeps throwing up. He's been throwing up 1 or 2 times, and then he's really cranky and he just wants to sleep. So usually he gets to go in the aft cabin with Steffi, and then it's like he's sick. He throws up, and we try to get him to drink as much water as possible, and we try to get him to sleep. Usually when he wakes up, he feels better. So Leo, the favorite part about boat life for Leo is definitely to be able to spend as much time as he can with his parents. We spend every single day together, we do stuff together, and he has 2 parents who are there for him all the time. And that is, without a doubt, the best part for Leo about boat life. Usually we're all together all the time. Me and Steffi, we have been traveling quite a lot together. So we're used to spending 24 hours a day, every day together. And we both quite like it. We have a lot of projects going on where we have to take Leo away so we can focus and work. During those days, we take Leo to shore. So one of us stays on the boat and the other one goes ashore. And then we just hang around all day, and then we meet up again during the nights. But it's really a day-to-day basis depending on what we need to get done and how much it is, so it all depends. Thank you so much for watching, you guys are awesome. It's been really fun doing this episode. It's taken a lot of time and a lot of effort, but we have enjoyed it, and we've really gotten to think through how we actually do it to sail with Leo. And I hope this answered some of your questions. If you have more questions, just type it in down below and we'll try to answer everything as good as we can. Also, we did receive a lot more questions, but we chose to keep this part short, and then we put all of it down in the description below. So go down there, have a read through it, and if you don't find your question, just write it in a comment and we'll try to answer it. Okay, thank you, peace. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.